Hey, Battle Bill, we got ourselves another video in the new season. We're calling this one Slap Hole. Yes, you heard that right. We got ourselves some double mud slap content, and as always, had a bunch of success with the team comp on screen. Newly buffed Gastrodon and Marowak already had access to the fast move of Mud Slap. Mud Slap now does 1 extra damage, and its energy generation has increased. Itself and Astonish, which I'm pretty sure was also buffed this season, are basically clones of each other, and they're really good moves. I then pair them with Dewgong in the lead to cover their weaknesses in an ABB style, the good old classics. It's almost like double Mud Boy. Are we getting flashbacks to when Battle Bill used to upload consistently? Well, hopefully it's not just a flashback and it'll continue to be a reality. But yeah, I digress. Mud Slap buffed 2 moves though on Gastrodon and Marowak nerfed, that being Body Slam and Rock Slide. Those are doing 10 less damage each, but the buff to Mud Slap allows for these mons to be improved. And then we've got Dewgong running its usual set, Ice Shard, Icy Wind, both Legacy, and then Drill Run for the coverage. So without further ado, that's a second upload in the new season. A like, comment, and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. And let's get into the commentating. We've got our Gastrodon locked up with the Gligar. This is not a fantastic first match, but I promise they do continue to get better from here. We will lose this one because of the double resisted ground damage that we're dealing is just not enough. Into the next match, we've got a beautiful lead. I was seeing a lot of jump lofts in the lead, which is also what led me to wanting to have Dewgong as our lead mon for this team comp. It also covers, you know, the whole double grass weakness in the back. And then our opponent decides to pivot into another newly buffed mon, that being Licky. We throw an Icy Wind and then swap, but that was kind of unnecessary because Licky, as bulky as it is, and a very cool moveset that it now has with Rollout, Body Slam, nerfed Body Slam, and then access to Shadow Ball, Earthquake, and for the Spice lovers, a little bit of Solar Beam for the content. Thankfully, this Licky was not running Solar Beam because I would have shitty my pants. I digress. We are basically resisting all the fast moves. Charge moves are just not doing enough damage on top of the fact that they're debuffed. And then we're going to throw some nerfed Rock Slides at this jump fluff for super effective damage and hope so we can get to another one, but they decide to throw. We get their energy, that's fantastic. Dewgong can come back in, and then hopefully Ice Shard all the way down. They then pivot into their own Gastrodon. Dewgong doing what it does gong better. That didn't make any sense. I tried there. I tried. I shot. I missed. Airball. It was atrocious, but we Icy Winded, debuffed it. Now we play the mirror and we have the advantage. I just go for the straight fast move down, even with them landing the Earth Power, which I wasn't worried about. I was trying to call their bait, but it didn't matter either way. We're going to be able to literally Mud Slap them down, still with them landing the move, and then we fast move down the jump fluff, and that is our first win with the team comp. Into the next one, up against some more newly buffed mons. Shout out to the opponents I was battling against because I'm already sick and tired of seeing Feraligatr, Clodsire, everything. So shout out to the ops that are playing the new buff things like Licky, the new buff things like Low Kicks. We got newly buffed Ava over here, aka she's not Spade, and it's like her time of the month, and all she's doing is meowing at the door. And that's going to distract me while I shoutcast, and I'm not going to be very happy about it. But hey, YouTube audience, kitty content, Ava content. She's so small. You would think she was a little kitten. She's actually like over a year old, but she just has not, you know, grown. And I don't think she plans to grow too much more, which is fantastic because she's adorable. Anyway, still battling a cough. I apologize. We're throwing our Bone Club with the Marowak onto the Low Kicks. Takes it out. We're down in the Zero Shield, and their back line is weak to our Mud Slappers, which is fantastic. We get some lag, but even lag can't stop how good this team is. Don't know if they got a bunch of rollouts through, have zero idea because, you know, visually nothing showed up. I just froze there. Thankfully, didn't lose the entire match. And then they're gonna outpace us, which if I wasn't counting again, and I wasn't counting during the battle, but I don't think they should have outpaced me. Regardless, we are going to soak a bunch of their drill run damage. We're gonna Mud Slap all the way down. Rollouts again resisted, and their last Pokemon is Clodsire. So again, sick and tired of Feraligatr Clodsire core. I've got a comp here that absolutely shits on Clodsire. Everything here puts it in its place. And the Mud Slappers, our little slap hole back line here, doesn't do too bad against Feraligatr. Not direct counters, but definitely can beat it in the right circumstances. So we're going to take out the Dunsparce's remaining health, and we're going to get into the next match against an Ursaring. More newly buffed Fun Mons. Swift, I think, was recently buffed to be less energy or something. Don't quote me. I don't have all these updates memorized. I'll have it memorized when I decide to start running some Swift users for the content. But I do have to be aware of close combat. Close combat, super effective damage. It's a Shadow Ursaring. That ish is gonna hit. And just like, you know, the frickin' ABB Andy that I am, I shield the first move like any other Icy Wind user. And then they go for the nuke on the second one. And my Dewgong is Dubai. Ha. Ha ha ha. Anyhow, Gastrodon into Dusknoir. They're astonishing us. We're mud slapping them, doing some similar damage back and forth. They land the Shady Bee, which hurts because, you know, stab, ghost. I was a little worried about Poltergeist. Wasn't counting again. I don't think they even built up to it. We land Earth Power, and we hope their last mon struggles against, you guessed it, Mud Slap. They then come back in with the Ursaring, and they misplay this hard. We mud slap them all the way down before they're able to get off anything. And would you look at that? Would you look at that shit, Ash? We're over here cornering the Clod, beating it down to a pulp. Because I promise you, with all my heart, you're probably already sick of it. We're 2 days into the season. We're gonna eat the charge move, whether they go for the bait or the nuke. We call the Stone Edge. They top left. They see the writing on the wall. Shout out to the GOAT Home Slice Henry. And we have put another Clodsire in its place. Next match, Dunsparce lead. Not great with all the super effective rock damage that Dunsparce can throw at Dewgong and its ice typing. So we pivot into our Gastrodon. They then match us with a Clefable, and they don't even try to build up to Moonblast. So I'm not like really sure what that's about. We appreciate it. I'm not going to complain. Shout out to the early rank battles. These are still going to be early rank battles. We want to throw on our proper timing so they get off another Swift. We'll respect. We'll use our shield. I get worried that Body Slam is just super bad at this point, that it won't even take out Clefable at that health. They probably don't even get to another Swift in time if they do survive the Body Slam and I get a Mud Slap through. But I digress. We take it out. They're going to try to go for a rollout farm down. And even with its own buffs, still not going to be enough because of all that resisted damage it's doing because we're the ground type. They do finally get us down. We get their last shield. We have beautiful alignment here. Shiny Kanto Marowak. If you got a Shadow, I recommend that even more. Unfortunately, I think there was an event, somebody tell me if I'm wrong, where you could evolve your Shadow Cubone into Shadow Alolan Marowak, and like, there was no reason not to at the time, because Shadow Kanto Marowak was useless, and it was like my only decent IV Shadow Cubone, so I said, cool, let's get it. Now I regret it, because I do not have Shadow Kanto Marowak for your YouTube viewing pleasure and content. Clodsire in the back again, guys. Would you look at that? Marowak absolutely punishing it. I mean, you saw how much energy I had, but you also saw how much health I had. Now you see they match our health, and we got a fully healthy Dewgong. By all means, get to another Stone Edge. We're going to eat that up. Muy delicioso. Into the next one, Malamar lead. In this one, we're just getting some unfortunate rock, paper, scissors. It be like that. No matter what team comp you're going to run into, you're going to get countered. Lead is not ideal Dewgong against Malamar just because of the superpowers. I could have played it out, but I needed to lure out this Crest anyway, because, you know, Grass Knot, super effective. I was praying for some non-existent nerf that Grass Knot received, because, you know, I'm not surviving that. I was hoping I could. Doesn't matter. They're going to get off another Grass Knot. We're going to shield. We're going to throw an Icy Wind, and I'm going to really cope and pray. Really cope and pray that after that lands their debuff, I survive Grass Knots and I Ice Shard all the way down, and that energy can benefit me. It's some strong cope, but hey, I'll survive another Grass Knot. They get to it. Would have loved if they didn't, but they did. It lands. We Ice Shard all the way down, and now we have energy for the Malamar that doesn't have energy, but it does have a shield. A shield. They come back in, we throw our Icy Winds right away. We want to be careful because we just did a video on Psywave Namor. That thing cooks, the Psywaves add up, it's 1-turn Shadow Claw, so that Ish gonna hurt, and of course it's Stab. We get off both of these, they decide not to shield. We go for the Mud Slap all the way down, and their last mon's Toxapex. So our Cope and prayers may have been answered. It's going to be down to the wire because Brine is such a bad move that they need 2 of them. My only hope here is that like I can get to 2 Bone Clubs or a Mud Slap down. Really the Cope is that I can Mud Slap down. I cannot. They're about to get to another Brine. I'm not even at 2 of these. They decide not to shield anyway, which is a bit of a misplay because they should have been close to the Brine. And then I get that Mud Slap through, and it's down to the fast moves. We Ice Shard, they just get to the Superpower. I was hoping they threw by Superpowering my Marowak and then letting the damage go through, and they still had a shield. And we just fall short. And considering, you know, we got that good old rock, paper, scissors, that was a surprisingly close match. Into the next one, we got ourselves Gastrodon against Feraligatr. For scientific purposes, I decide not to shield here because I have no idea how this matchup's going to play out. I don't know how Gastrodon does against Hydro Cannons. We're going to throw Body Slams. We're going to get shields. Mud Slaps are going to add up. We're going to try to throw on proper timing. Our opponent's not going to, so we're going to thank them for that. We're going to get off another Body Slam, but unfortunately, our health is too low after the Hydro Cannon, and we're basically in Shadow Claw range. But they said, Battle Bill, I love your content. I'm a big fan. I want you to win this match. So instead of trying to flip switch and see what my other Mon is for their Jumpluff to go up against, because, you know, that thing would have walled my Marowak, let's keep it perfectly lined up with the thing that does double super effective damage against it. Shout out GG's. Your support is greatly appreciated. The YouTube viewers are appreciative also. I make sure that they don't swap and catch. Psych, I lied. I tried to make sure. I waited the turn. I never saw the move come through and I coped. And then, hey guys, look, it's another Clodsire. It's another one. I'm gonna need the DJ Khaled soundbite in the back of my ears. So we're gonna build up a boatload of energy before they can get to another move. This Bone Club should take out. We can hit the Jumpluff for super effective Rock Slide. We can hopefully Ice Shard down or get off an Icy Wind. I don't remember where my energy's at. Rock Slide, bang, doesn't take out. Unfortunate nerf. But they just, oh, I have a shield also, so I can just let this go through. They would need 2 energy balls at this point, which is, you know, just not realistic. We Ice Shard down. That's another beautiful match won, and another Clodsire absolutely bullied. Next match, save swapping Dunsparce. Not gonna work unless it's against me, because I'm Battle Bill, and sometimes I want to make matches more difficult than they need to be. There was 0 reason for me to stay in this and continue Ice Sharding and Icy Winding. Just go to the Mud Slapper. The Mud Slapper's basically wall Dunsparce. We could eat the energy. The debuff was pointless. Our switch timers are unaligned now, and there's 50-second timers. So at this point, I'm like, all right, well, I gotta make use of that debuff from the Icy Winds. I'm just gonna commit to the full Mud Slap down in the Dunsparce. Our opponent's recognizing that. They then pivot into a Quagsire. That was not their lead, but we land the Bone Club. We throw another Mud Slap on some good timing. We get another Bone Club off, and then we're hoping, since we're so close to the third one, let us get a third one through. But then I also remembered, hey, they got Aqua Tail, they're gonna get there fast. I don't want to shield this, so I'd rather catch it on something. I probably should have caught it on the Dugong. Doesn't matter. Audit there. Oh yeah, their lead Mon is Clefable. They're also just throwing Swift right away. I don't know if like I missed a memo, but Swift's not hitting that hard, and it's also not Stab. So I don't see how it would be better damage efficiency than Moonblast. But hey, shout out to these opponents. We throw the Body Slam. We've got an ample amount of energy. We're gonna get 2 more through. We'll probably get their shields. Did I really need to do all this? I mean, I think this is the faster way to do this. Trying to fast move them all the way down, which is definitely possible, would have probably been a bit of a more difficult concept. We let this charge move come through because this match is beyond over. They're still swifting. They haven't even considered a Moonblast. And that is GG's top left. And that, I think, is the final. Nope, I lied. We got 1 more for your viewing pleasure. And do you remember what I said about trying to make battles more difficult than they need to be? Well, great situation here. We save swap Marowak, and her opponent stayed in a bit. So that's a great thing, 1. Great thing 2 is they then brought in a Dunsparce. We've seen this scenario over and over and over and over again at this point. So we know we win this pretty comfortably. I have to commit a shield here though. So I'll do that. We should be able to mud slap down now. And if the Typhlosion wants to come through, we're just going to bully it with our energy and our fast move damage. So, but you know, they don't proceed to do that. They come in with something else. And I then think to myself, what was the lead Pokemon? I'm streaming these battles live on Twitch. Also, I didn't get off a move there, and I should have. I didn't need to throw another Mud Slap. I was like, let's just lose my energy. And also, you know that thing that would like get absolutely walled by Gastrodon? Let's not line that up with our Gastrodon. Let's bring the Gastrodon into the Feraligatr and take a bunch of unnecessary damage. We're going for the Mud Slap farm down, but we know we're not going to get it, so we go for the Body Slam. They have, I think, one shield. They let that go through because they're like, you know what? Gastrodon's low, let's Incinerate farm it all the way down. We get the last shield. We then don't pivot because I'm hoping the Mud Slap does enough damage. And now I have to eat super effective moves. And I may have found my Lost Con for no reason. We eat 2 Thunder Punches though, and I think that's where they screwed up. I think they need the Blast Burn the second one, and they just fell short of it, or they would have just fallen short of it because that Incinerate, if they didn't throw the second Thunder Punch, they would have incinerated one more time, but they should have technically died, or maybe not, because of the 6 turns and the 5. Never mind, no, they technically should have died and lost no matter what. I digress. There was zero reason for it to get that close. This team is really good though. It outplays my stupidity, so that's the most important part. Thoughts, comments, team comps, what are you having fun with in the new season? I've got a lot more content coming. There's so many updates, so many exciting things to watch battle, and so many different matchups that are hopefully not just Clodsire or Feraligatr, and this team bullied the hell out of it. So if you're sick of it, like, comment, subscribe, run the team. I appreciate you. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Preach!